Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and thank you so much for engaging with the channel lately. We had a brilliant audience on our live stream of some of our 500k free puzzles last night. You can still get those puzzles. Just download the Cracking the Cryptic app, that's free, and click on the 500k puzzles, that's free, and you can play them all, and there is a brilliant range of difficulties. It's well worth it, and if you've been watching the channel and they're all spoiled for you, just enter some of the solutions and get to the harder puzzles. And they're not spoiled for you. Also, on Patreon, we put up our collaborative solve of Jabberwocky by Dad Jokes, and that's been incredibly popular. I mean, it is a great puzzle, but also people seem to like the idea of me and Simon interreacting as we solve. So we're going to do more of that at some point as well. And seems a fitting reward for Patreons that they just get more of us. Sorry. Anyway, this puzzle has come in from Akash Dulani, one of our regular contributors who writes his own Sudoku books, and there are many you can get on Amazon and elsewhere. And Akash always comes up with a level of approachability. They're never the hardest puzzles in the world, I hope, he says, crossing his fingers. No idea how this one's going to go. I haven't seen him do a German Whispers puzzle before, so that'll be interesting. Now, don't forget, you've barely got time left to enter the monthly linked Sudoku competition this month. 2 days to go. Next month, there is going to be a Skunkworks collective puzzle pack, which for our patrons. So that's all on Patreon. But do check out our merchandise, our apps. They are still very popular from everybody who gets them, which is great news. Some of them well over a year old. Some of them maybe 2 years old now. Anyway, they're all on the links under the video. Well, if you go to the app link, you can find the links to them all. And there we go. Let's have a look at this puzzle now and its rules. Akash says, normal Sudoku rules apply. Along green lines, neighbouring digits differ by at least 5. So this could be a 1 and a 6, but not a 1 and a 5. A purple line, that's a Renban line here, shows a sequence of consecutive digits, not necessarily in order. And there we go, some actual given digits from Akash. He's generous that way, 15 of them. So do give the puzzle a try on the first link under the video. I am going to start now. Let's get cracking. Yeah, I haven't solved a puzzle with so many givens recently. It's tempting to try and do Sudoku, but there aren't actually that many. Look at this Renban line. Not only is there a 9 in the box, but 7 sees all the digits on it. So it doesn't have a 7. Therefore, it's selected from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And any 4 consecutive digits from that have a 4 and a 3 in. Now the 4 we know is going to have to go in those cells. It can't go there because of that one. And there is a 3 on the line. Now if there's a 2, it's going to go down here, but I may be speculating idly there. Okay, that's enough about the Renban. Let's try the big quiet box, the whispering box here. Okay, what I know 2 things that are useful about German whisper lines. One is they can never have a 5 on. Just wonder, I often forget how useful that is. Yes, look, all of these cells can't be 5s because they either see a 5 or are on a whisper line. So that's 5. Why can't a German whisper cell have a 5 on, you ask? Because the digit next to it on the line would have to be 0 or less or 10 or more, and that doesn't work in Sudoku. So those gives us a few other 5s. Now the other thing about a German whisper line is that because it can't have a 5 on, the digits are all either higher or lower, and given the difference rule, they must alternate between higher and lower. So what we often end up doing, and I'm going to do it now, is colouring all the alternating cells one colour. Oh, I'm rather shocked that the 2 in this box end up being different colours. And it could mean that I've done the alternation wrong with my colouring. I don't think it does though. So either purple are all high or green and green are all low, or the other way around. Now, whichever one's in this box box and is low has to be a 1 or a 2. I don't know. I don't think that's all that helpful, actually. The 5s didn't get me very far. 5's quite likely to be on this line, but not certain. No, I don't know. I'm wondering how I'm meant to go about this. Here's another thought about this line. It must have a low digit in those cells, which must be 1 or 4, because it can never be 2 or 3. I don't know. I don't know how to use that. I just need a bit of a start on this puzzle, and then we've got something. Right, if these were low, that's interesting. There'd have to be 2 and 4. This one couldn't be 4 because both of the digits touching it would have to be 9. This one could be, but then this would be 2. These would have to be 7 and 9. So it is just doable, but it's quite a strain for green to be low. Now, is that enough to get a start? I don't think it is. These would also have to be from 2, 3, or 4. It looks hard to me for green. Oh, this would have to be a 1. Get a 1 here. Wow, there's weird consequences all over the place. Okay, however, what if, okay, let's have a look at the other side of the coin. What if purple was low? For instance, this would be a 2-1 pair. It looks a bit less problematic, that. So let's keep focusing on green being low, and I might come up with some reason why it can't be. This would have to be 1 or 2. This would have to be 2 if green was low. 3 and 4 in the box, 1 there. So that would be a 2. This would have to be a 3. We'd have to have 8, 9 here. Wow, I mean, it's got a lot of consequences. No, it doesn't work. Right, got there in the end. If green was low, this would have to be a 2 because of the 3, 4 on the Renban and the 1 here. Now, what could this cell be? It would be seeing a 2 here and a 1, 3 in the column. It would have to be low, but if it was a 4, they would both be 9. So, no. Green is high, and I'm going to make that orange because I managed to recognize orange as high and blue as low. Okay, so now we do have a 1, 2 pair here. This is 2, 3, or 4. That's not actually that exciting. This one is in a box with a 3 and a 4, so that's 1 or 2. And that's a pair of 1 and 2 in the column. Now, this is 3 or 4, so the digits it's touching are 8 or 9. They can be the same. This one is low, 1 or 3 here. If it was a 3, this will be 8, 9 also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 7, 5. That is 6 or 9. Okay, I'm getting a little bogged down here now. Maybe I can think about the Renban again. Or, no, the high digits. These two. Could they be 6s? Yeah, annoyingly they could. This is 6, 7, or 8. This can't be 6 because it's 2 touches see each other. This could, both of these are 6, 8, or 9, and this one is just random high number. Might as well put in 2, 3, or 4 there. That means these can't be 6s anymore because that can't be a 1. Is that right? Yes, it is. I sometimes get slightly mistaken in my assumptions. Right, now we have 8, 9 here forming a pair. What's that doing? That's ruling 8, 9 out of all those cells. So it's forcing 8, 9s into these places. It's not that useful. I thought this was going to be quite big, but No. One of these is going to be a 2. That doesn't do anything. I'm surprised that 8-9 pair is not being more helpful. If you can see why it is more helpful, I wish you'd let me know. Right, if this was low, it would be a 1. Because it sees the others. This would actually have to be a 6 because it would see the 8-9 pair in the box. Wow, that would be incredibly helpful. But it is just possible. I haven't seen a reason it's ruled out. This can't be 4 because it's 2 neighbours see each other. Okay, I was threatening to go back to the Renban line earlier, never did it. Let's have a look at this. Is there a reason this can't be something like 2, 3, 4, 5 now? Well, it can't be 1, 2, 3, 4 because of the 1 or 2 there. So now it's got to have a 5 on as well. It's either 2, 3, 4, 5 or 3, 4, 5, 6. Which is quite interesting. I'll tell you something that does do. Now it's got a 5 on. There is a 5 in one of those dominoes, which means one of these is not a 5, and therefore one of these is a 5. But that doesn't really create any. I don't think it creates anything useful. 3, 4, 5. So if we had a 6 on it or a 2 on it, if we had a 2 on it, that becomes a 1. If we have a 6 on it, that can't be a 1. Oh. Right, we can't have an 8 on it. I've only just noticed that. And it's been obvious for ages. So 8 in this box is now in one of these 2 cells. So these cannot be 8s. Now, that's beginning to get interesting. If that was... These can't both be 9s. If that was a 7, this couldn't be 3. And if that was a 6, this couldn't be 3. So it's not 3, it's 1 or 2. Come on, there's something going on here. There's also an 8 up here somewhere, which is less interesting. Now, if this was low, this would be 3 or 4. You'd have to have a 9 here and an 8 here. The 9 here would make that a 6 and that a 7 and that an 8, and it just works. Just. I think it works. It even works down here. It just seems very unlikely to me that that's low. But on the other hand, if it's high, it's 6 or 9. Wow, I mean, if we can just get going and find out one thing, I think this is actually going to fall, but it's holding me well at bay at the moment. Right, now can we produce the same? We now know 1 isn't on here, so 1 is in one of these 2 cells. It's exactly analogous to 8 being there. So slow, so slow. So that becomes a 2, and I think this might be the one thing we need. We'll see. We get a 1 over here. This becomes a 1. This becomes a 2. That can't be 6, so it's 9. Yeah, this is doing some stuff. That can't be a 1 anymore. Now 9 there is looking down here, so we get 8 and 9. This can't be 4 anymore. We're going to have a 9 in one of those cells. That can't be 8. And it can't be, this can't be high now, because it can't be 7, 8 or 9, because it sees them all. And if it was 6, we'd have to put a 1 there, and we can't. So that is low. That's low. High in the middle, which isn't 7 or 8, and is therefore 6 or 9. I was going to say, but it can't be 6, but hang on, it can be. 9 is in fact in one of those two cells. This is low. This is low. Oh, can't be 3, so that's 1 or 4. That can't be 4. Whew, okay, so we've got a start now. Surely we are going to motor away. Although maybe not. Now, 9 in this box. Oh, it's in the box. That's silly. 7 in the box. 3, 4, 5 on the Renban. 7 can't get on the Renban. In fact, that was how we got the Renban. 7 there. 7 here. 7 here. That fixes one of the 5s. This is not a 7. That's an 8. Oh, it hasn't. Okay, that's only just happened. 8, 9 pair there. 7, 5. This is a 2, 6 naked pair in the center. We get a 1 here. 3 and 4 are a pair here. That becomes a 2 on the line. 2, 5. This is 6 or 9, so this becomes where 8 is. 9 on the other side. Oh, it's really interesting. I've got that 6, 9 pair, so everything else in the column is 1, 3, or 4. Ah, this is high. Okay. Should always look at the numbers that turn up on whispers. Now, this is low and sees 2 or 3, so 2 and 3, so it's 1 or 4. And this only, oh, this sees 4, 1, and 3. That's a 2. That fixes the 6, 2 in the center. 1, 3, and 5 to place in the column. Can't do it. That 2, though, can't sit next to a 6. It's not all that helpful. This could still be a 4. Ah, in fact, one of these two is a 4. So one of these two is a 9. But I don't know which. There's a 9 in one of these two cells. Let's do that next. There's a 2 in one of these two cells in this box. It's tempting to assume that's high. If this was low, it would be a 3. And this would also be a 3, and that's impossible because this can't be 8 or 9. Wow, that's another lovely complicated step. So this is low, and it can't be 1 or 4. It is 2 or 3. The digits it's touching are 7, 8, or 9. That one has to be an 8, therefore. This one is not a 7, so it's 8 or 9. Now that 8 gives us the finish of the central box. 2, 8, 5, 9, which we need a 7 in this box. There it is. That places 7 here by Sudoku. That stops this being a 4. Makes this a 4, so we get our 9 that I was agonizing about a moment ago. One of those. That gives us 9 down here. That makes this 8. Almost all the whispers are done now. That's a 4, and we get 6 and 8. And it feels like I could be in a rush to the line at this point. Let's try this. 6 here. 5 and 3 are a pair up at the top. 2, 3, 5 in this row. 8, 7, 1, 4. So we can put in 6 and 9 in the rest of the box. 6 and 4 there actually not resolved yet, but that's a 5 and this isn't. So in the column, that's a 5. Now 3, they still haven't finished the Renban, and I expect that's been available for a while. I'll look at it in a moment, I promise. 6 is in one of those two cells, so that fixes the 4, 6 pair. In fact, that is 3 or 6, and that's 1, 3 or 6. 1, 2, 7, 9, 8. So 4 and 3 in this box there. I've done the 6, 9. This is a 5, 6 pair there, done. And now finally, I'm going to look at this Renban. Right, we've got the 3, so we can remove the other possible 3s. 4 is up here. 5. Now, can it have a 2 or can it have a 6? Oh, weirdly, they're still both possible. Is it actually German whispers from now? Yes, look, 2 can't be next to 6, so that's an 8. It is, and that's been there for some time. 7941, maybe that hasn't resolved everything. 356, so 2 in this row is on the line. There we go. So this is a 4-5 pair. That's lovely. 3 1 6 3 5 6 4 3 2 on the line, 3 5 and 2 cells to go. 1 and 3. That's a really neat puzzle. Thank you so much, Akash, for sending that. As I said, not unapproachable, but really good fun. Just under 20 minutes to solve it, I think that was for me, and excellent. Really enjoyed that. Thank you, as always, for everything you do to be so nice in the audience. We really appreciate it, and hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.